Hi, good morning to all. Welcome to the class. Today we will be discussing formal organization. Before discuss the formal organization, let me prashabda. What is the difference between organizing and organization? Organizing is nothing but gathering required resources for the sake of execution of any plan. In other hand, organization is nothing but what we were making a plan and organizing the all resources we may be put into the action is called as a organization. So now let us discuss the formal organization. Formal organization is nothing but set up rules and regulations, clearly define the authority and responsibility and also accountability of employees in the organization is called as a formal organization. Formal organization is nothing but clearly defined hierarchy of the peoples in an organization and job description is called as a formal organization. It is established by some of the rules and regulations based on some procedures what we are going to execution any course of action under any plans in an organization. We may be clearly defined the authority and responsibility of each employee in the organization and also accountability. And then we may be avoid the confusion, nature of the job and all employees authority and responsibility for the sake of achievement of the organizational goals and objectives. So this is the meaning of formal organization. An organization is said to formal when the structure is so defined and established to achieve systematic working and efficient utilization of resources. An organization is said to formal when the structure is so designed and established to achieve systematic working and efficient utilization of resources. It means when we are clearly defined the authority and responsibility of all the employees in the organization, it is helps to the maximum utilization of resources in an organization. And also, when we are able to maximum utilization of resources, we may be achieving our organizational goals and objectives within a time bomb. So it means it is raising a boundaries to the employee's authority and responsibility in an organization. It's called as a formal organization. And let me know the definitions of formal organization. According to Louis Allen, the formal organization system of well-defined jobs, each bearing a definite measures of authority, responsibility, and accountability. It is also clearly defined that formal organization is nothing but in a legitimate manner we maybe create and define the job or authority and responsibility to each employees in an organization is called as a, or it is a stated according to Louis Allen. And now let us discuss the features of formal organization. See, here we are given some of the examples of formal organization, whether governments or business or schools or church or any institutions. These are the institutions established by the some procedure, some law. It consists of hierarchy of the people who is holding the superior authority to guide the subordinate. Our subordinate need to know that we may be report to whom. These are all the functions or structure created by the formal organization. So that's why this is the example of the formal organization. For example, in our college, our head of the institution designing some of the programs are clearly defined some of the job. So these who lead to this job and who are the performing this type of job is coordinating or is guiding to the under the people whoever comes under the head of the institution. So when is clearly defined the duties of the under is, so those are the people, they are easily performing the functions. There is no confusion. Nature of the work are reporting to whom, or there is no arising any consequences between the head of the institution or subordinator or staffs of the institution. So that's why we need to study the formal organization. So now let us discuss some of the features of formal organization. Number one, it is a mean to achieve objectives specified in the plans. So when we need to know the some of the features of the formal organization, as it lays down rules and procedure essential for their achievement. For example, any organization or institution, end of the day, they need to focus the achievement of the organizational goals and objectives. So it is a features of the formal organization. It is clearly specified the goals and objectives of the organization. It is also one of the features of formal organization. For example, in any organization or any institution, that institution clearly defined we may be achieving this much percentage of result in current academic year. So, formal organizational authority, responsibility, accountability are nature of the job focused achieving the result. So, we are also receiving the guidelines from the head of the institution. That is why it is clearly focused the needs to achieve the organizational goals and objectives. And second one, it facilitates interlink of various departments. It facilitates interlinks various departments and integrated through the formal organization. In a formal organization, build the interlink relationship or cordial coordination among all the departments for the sake of achieving the organizational goals and objectives. Because all the departments focus the common objectives or common goals of the organization. That's why it is also another features of the formal organization. And next one, it places more emphasis on work rather than interpersonal relationship. So, formal organization creating the more important interpersonal relationship among the employees. It is helps to the minimize the mistakes and focus the organizational objectives and activities with the cordial interrelationship among the employees. It is also another features of the formal organization. And next one, it is clarifies relationship and helps to know who has to report to whom. So it is helps to the clearly know the subordinates where whom to report. So that's why it is also another features of the formal organization. So when these are the formal organizational benefits or features in any organization, we know that who is a superior, who is a subordinate, what are the duties and responsibilities of the superior and meantime subordinate. So these are there is no confusion in formal organization, because formal organization established by some procedures and policy. Policy procedure itself explain the nature of the job of each employee in an organization. That's why we were discussing all these factors consist in a features of the formal organization. And next we will move to the advantages of the formal organization. There is no confusion regarding what to be done by each individual. For formal organization, by and large, established by some of the rules and regulation. That's why there is no confusion regarding work and individual employees in an organization. It is easier to fix responsibility since mutual relationship are clearly defined. That's why there is no need to arise any confusion between the work and the employee's duties. So it is an advantages from the formal organization. For example, in our institutional area, they are giving a specific task to performing to his staffs, individual staffs. So there is no confusion to Mr. X, Y and Z. So X discharging the duties based on his nature of work. So like Y also, Z also. That's why they are saying it is also one of the benefit or advantages from the formal organization. And next one, unity of command is maintained which avoid confusion and conflicts. So here, holding strongly unity of command. So unity of command avoid the conflict and confusion to the works or employees. So he is superior. He may be holding the command and guiding time to time. So then there is no confusion to the works or not unnecessarily creating the conflict between the works and employees. That's why it is also another advantages of the formal organization. And next one, it leads to effective accomplishment of goals, providing a work for the operations performing. It is helps to the performing a functions smoothly for the sake of accomplish the specific goals and objectives of the organization. And next one, it provides stability to the organization This is because behavior of employees can be fairly. So, it is also helps to the creating the fair environment in the organization. So, these are all the advantages of the formal organization. And next one, disadvantages of the formal organization. It does not fulfill social needs of the employees as the emphasis is on work at all times. So here we are giving we are creating some of the rules and regulations. All employees, they may be obey all rules and regulations. That's why they are saying here there is no scope or fulfilling the social needs of the employees. It is a disadvantages of the formal organization. And next one, creativity gets reduced. So here there is no allow free to employees performing a functions their knowledge, because it is established organization by some rules and regulations. They may be performing the functions based on the what they are making the rules and regulations from the top level management. So they are not, or they are unable to using their talents. So this is the disadvantages of the formal organization. And next one, poor organization practice may not provide adequate recognition to creativity talents. It does not allow any deviations from the rigid laid down